general election soon, and you may well be visited by a man like this.
Hey up, madam. And what a very pleasant day it is, too.
He's from the Labour Party, and he's come to canvass your vote.
I wonder if you'd be interested in voting for the Labour Party.
What are your policies?
Well, we believe in helping the poor, Bagum. We believe in a fair deal for the working men. You know, them says us to get their hands dirty, for them says us to not do.
His policies seem reasonable enough, but take a close look at his head. It's crawling with lice. L is for Labour. L is for lice.
I lead a party that is huge, there's 500,000 members. I lead a party that's very determined to tackle inequality, poverty and injustice in this country. This election is about the future direction of this country. We've had 9 years of austerity, we've had 9 years of increasing rough sleeping homelessness, 9 years of more and more children growing up in poverty and going to school hungry. A Labour government will not tolerate any of that. We want to create a society where there aren't people living in poverty and hunger, and that does mean changes, and we'll make those changes. I think it's an issue about values you want and what you want in society. And so when I get people saying to me, well, does your party speak for me or not? I say, well, actually, do you want your kids, they often have children, to get a university education or a good apprenticeship? Do you want your grandchildren to get a nursery? Do you want social housing for the future? Do you want a health service for the future? Or do you believe in the idea that somehow or other your brilliance as an individual is going to make it okay for you and the rest of your family? Because in any society, if you have everything competitive, there are losers as well as winners.
But how do you have those difficult conversations? Maybe when you're out on the doorstep and you're face to face with someone who looks at you and sees you're part of that social force which is taking this country to the dogs. How do you deal with those real differences in political values, as well as talking about, material circumstances?
I'd say, well, look, who's taking the country to the dogs? A government that supports tax havens, supports tax evasion, allows Facebook to get away with paying, £28 million in tax on a £1.5 billion turnover? Hello? Maths shows me they're not paying very much. And do you really want a society which plans for the increasing numbers of rough sleeping homeless? Do you really want a society where your kids are going to be 60k in debt because they've gone to university? And so you have to say to people there are also issues about how you spend public money. And we're not going to increase taxation for the vast, vast majority of people, but we are going to increase taxation for big corporations. We are going to increase taxation for the very richest. Yeah. We're going to do that, and it's the only way forward. And then you go into the issues of public ownership. I remember when Thatcher was busy promoting privatisation of everything. They'd said, all these themes that we used, we're setting the people free by privatising these industries. Thomas Cook was privatised. A load of money was made by a small number of people out of Thomas Cook. Eventually, an awful lot of people lost their jobs because of the collapse of Thomas Cook. The water industry was entirely privatised. What happened? Prices went up, leakage rates went up, properties were sold off, jobs were lost, and a contract culture was introduced. What's happened as a result of that? Massive losses of water for an expensive water service. broadband, but the very fastest full fibre broadband to every home in every part of our country for free as a universal public service. And once it's up and running, instead of you forking out your monthly bill, we'll tax the giant corporations fairly. I hope they're listening to this. We're going to tax you fairly. That includes Facebook and Google.
Dear sir, would you mind?
I wish to ask a question.
Well, you'll take questions. I'll deal with your questions later, not now.
Please take your hands off. Just take your hands off. This is your democracy, is it?
The democracy is that we have a public meeting where we conduct it in a reasonable manner, and those that wish to say something at the end are, of course, free to do so. Dan Carden has emphatically denied that. It is an awful story, and if it's true, it is utterly and totally unacceptable. I'm looking into it.